you know, when you look at these pedophiles and these rapists and these racists and these Satanists, right? And they're operating through these, and remember, because they're operating through these vehicles, bro, like these vehicles that we hold sacred or these vehicles that we claim lay to, you know. And I didn't mean to lay on my brother, man, but I was letting them know, man, Omega Psi Phi, bro. Wait a minute, bro. They got a list. You got a list of niggas. If you know, they got a list of shit of people that are doing some evil fucking magic. And I'm not saying my brother vulnerable with the shit, but I'm asking him, how do you feel to be associated with throwing that up, knowing they got people that's wearing that and doing those things? You feel me? Like, I wouldn't feel right calling myself Chakra Doctor if they had somebody before me that was a notorious pedophile and they called themselves Chakra Doctor. You understand what I'm saying? Like Brother Polite, you know, adamantly always says praises amen to, you know, to the pedophile, the pedophile guy in jail, York, right? And how Malachi York, bro. And I'm a big fan of the law of attraction. I'm a big fan of you shall know a tree by the fruit that it bear. And I'm a big fan that when you are abiding by the laws of manhood, Mother Nature will provide for you and protect you as she does all her men. And when you analyze the Black community and the conscious community, man, it's overrun with sexual misconduct more than we would like to admit. Especially within the conscious community. What do you so you said this is going to wake us up, the big old calamity is going to wake us up. But when that big calamity wakes us up, what is going to be the new structure? Like, what we Black folks, what do you predict is going to be the new system that is created from us? Or do you think we will create a system? Do you think we'll be run over? Do you think that we're going to lose? Or what do you think is going to happen? What, the government is going to secede to the people and we got to start over and hold a city council and start voting for new people? Do we have to go back to Africa, like they say? Do we settle down in the southern region and it's just, you know, all the southern region is for Black folks or something? Or like, what do you think is about to happen in Black America?
We're going to be the new leaders of industry.
Hey, man, you heard it first right here. We're going to be, one more time, man, then keep going, bro.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, we're definitely going to be the new leaders of industry. It's always been in us. You know, we've always been their magic bullet. You know, they seem like they got it together, and it's always one of us in the background. So now, once they can really get out the way,
that's cool.
We're gonna really shine. Like our people, we really go hard. It's just, you know, they do an excellent job at keeping that information out of the forefront. You know, when we talk about Black history, it starts from slavery, and we have these impressions, and we see these doctored and you know, they massage the numbers, you know, in terms of certain things, and now we have these images and thoughts. And you know, it was just like we were saying, once the Black Messiah comes, you know, and we're seeing little shifts. Like right now, Kamala Harris is the vice president.
Do you think Joe Biden is going to die and she's going to become the first the first woman president?
Now,
just a side note. That's a side note.
Yes, no. You're reading my mind. That's where I was going. Okay. Joe Biden is hella old. You know how listening audience and those who are going to catch this later. What if I told you Joe Biden is like 600? Like how old is Joe Biden? Like he's somewhere in the sixes. He old as hell. Well, he's like 55, 9. He's old as hell. But
he already got dementia, like onsetting dementia already. Like, somebody told me that Joe Biden is really Obama's third term.
Oh, most indubitably. And, you know, I was joking around with the 600. But he's really old. So now, if Joe Biden dies, old girl will be president. Kamala. Nancy Pelosi will be vice president.
The fuck?
Right. It goes from bad to worse. Now, here's the thing.
You about to get gangster.
Kamala's sister is the youngest dean of a law university in American history. Everybody's calling Kamala's sister the black female Robert Kennedy. If anybody knows who Robert Kennedy is the brother of John F. Kennedy. When John F. Kennedy became president, he appointed his brother attorney general. A lot of people speculate that because they're already calling her sister the black female Robert Kennedy. So what they're saying is if Biden dies, Kamala will be president, Pelosi will be vice president, and Kamala's sister will be attorney general. The three highest positions in the land. Who run the world?
Girls. Who run the world? Girls. Bro, do you think that's gonna act? So hold on. So what do you think Trump is about to do? So Trump has gotten these southern Republican states together to sue Joe Biden, and for everybody out there, for everybody out there, please hit me up if y'all want y'all vaccine exemptions. If y'all trying to duck, bob and weave and duck the Floyd Money Mayweather jab, you know what I'm saying? Hit me up for your vaccine exemptions, you feel me? But trigger to Trump, then got these states to come together and sue Biden over this mandate shit. Do you think there will be a re-election of Trump?
Well,
or do you think Kamala and them? Do you think Joe dies? Kamala and them and the three the three queens of the Orion constellation take over the White House. Do you think Trump comes in riding on the horse, grabbing them by the pussy? What?
Trump is truly a wild card. We've seen wild cards before.
You don't think he's a puppet? Or you think he's a true wild card? You think Donald Trump is a true wild card, or do you think he is an Illuminati puppet?
I think they're all on the team.
All right, they're all on the team.
I mean, what the name of that team is, I don't know. Remember, Biden's last election, he catered to black people. When he ran against Biden, he said he was going to come out with a diamond platinum plan for black people that would look a lot like reparations. I'm not sure if you heard that, but for you, the listening audience, or for those who are going to catch this later, go look up Donald Trump's black reparation diamond plan or platinum plan or something like that. Mm-hmm. However, go back to the campaign before that. Remember, Biden was campaigning and pandering to the damn rednecks with 3 teeth who had, babies with their sisters.
Right.
It was a lot of that energy. And I'm like, damn, he switched sides this election. Because that first election, he didn't say one word to black people.
Right.
So I think he's definitely part of a team. They say being president is like sex. Once you have it once, you want it again. And you'll do it, these people will do and say whatever it is they can. But at that level, they're going to have to grease palms and, oil the machine to get things done. So they have to work with the team. Crazy enough, some people speculate that the team that Biden was working with was a foreign team. That's why his thing was so off kilter. Remember, Donald Trump married a foreign woman. That was very unpatriotic of him. Donald Trump was in bed with who? The Russians. What are the Russians most famous for other than the mafia movies, killing people like Denzel Washington? Hackers. The Russians are good at that. Go look at who are the most popular. What race of people are the most famous hackers? The Russians. So now, they hacked the election. Oh, he's in bed with the Russians, and now the elections get hacked. Oh, what do you know? Surprise! I don't know who he's in bed with, but he's a part of some team. He's not alone. He's not a lone gunman. It was a team that got JFK. I'm just talking, but you get the point.
But so they're all on the team though. You don't know what the name of the team, but they're all for one and one for all, like the three amigos.
Now I think
Three Musketeers. Sorry.
For us as Black people, we're seeing history repeat itself. Civil war is an oxymoron. An oxymoron is opposites. If it's civil, it can't be war. If it's war, it can't be civil. There's no such thing as a civil war. But a civil war was a prime opportunity for Black people. White people were fighting each other. Because when white people see two Black people fighting, they capitalize, they monopolize. This is the art of war. And I tell you, the European is an old dog who don't like new tricks. Divide and conquer was cool then. Divide and conquer is cool now. The melanated man has not mastered this like the European has. So we saw during the Civil War where we could have capitalized on the divide and conquer. So now with this whole a certain group of white people against another group of white people, I feel like they felt when they see Black people fighting Black people, yeah, kill each other, help us, when y'all kill each other, it helps me out, and I'm gonna capitalize and use you two against each other to further my agenda. Brother, this is a great time for us.
So you don't believe we can all get along?
No. That's not the way nature works. Nature, that's a utopian society. That was the whole problem with democracy. With communism. Not saying I love communism, but communism looks great on paper.
Before you go there, I want to ask you this though. So where does the average white American fits into the fall, the crash? When they fail us, I know they're failing themselves as well. What happens to the average tax-paying white person when this shift of power, or when these economic events take place?
During 9/11, the people in the Middle East were chanting, or after the 9/11 thing took place, they were in the streets yelling something to this effect: head of gold, body of stone, feet of clay. You know where that comes from?
Huh?
Head of stone. Head of gold, chest of stone. I think it's legs of bronze. I don't know, but feet of clay. That comes from the story of Babylon. Head of gold. This thing is very smart. It knows how to make money. Body of stone. It's impenetrable. You can't defeat this nation with a military. Feet of clay. This nation has a weak foundation. Right. Gold is heavy. Stone is heavy. I think the legs are bronze. Bronze is heavy. Clay can't support all of those heavy materials. So you're going to crumble under your own might, under your own weight. So now remember, they have the keys of industry. They're going to lose the keys of industry. The European, by the time they get to 5th grade, they know approximately 10,000 more words than our children do. One word that our people don't know is nepotism. Once they lose the keys of industry and we get those keys of industry, we're going to practice nepotism. They're not going to have anything in this country. They're going to leave the country. They're going to leave the country in mass. They're going to leave the country in drove. They're going to do what blood does. Blood coagulates. Remember, in about 10 years or less, the European is going to be the minority in America. The family, they've always been the minority, but now the gig is up. The jig is up. Once they lose the keys of industry, once they lose the power of media, we're going to see eventually the smoke will clear and you're going to see the mirrors. That man, who goes there? Oh, Wizard of Oz. No, that's a little ass white man. And you're going to see just how little he is. And he's going to have to leave. And when he leaves, they're going to drove up just like they did when they went out west. They're going to get in their carriages. They're going to pile up their cars. And they're going to head towards the east. And you're going to see them leave. And Before you see them in sight, you'll smell them before they get close to you. You'll smell the European as he leaves the West and all of the major strongholds throughout this land.
So where do you think they're gonna leave and go to?
They're gonna go back home. They're gonna coagulate just like blood does. When blood spills, I seen a man get stabbed, bled out half his body. And the blood, when it got on the ground, it had an intelligence to it. It was moving in a certain way, not like water. Water just goes everywhere. Blood moves together. Like, how did the blood even? If the blood has an awareness, the blood coagulates.
Right.
Like, we're all just going to come together just to try to preserve ourselves. They're going to coagulate. They're going to go to preserve themselves. They're in 10 years, less than 10 years, they have already told you right now they're going to be a minority in America. Mm-hmm. Europeans will be the minority in America in less than 10 years. After that, and they lose the keys of industry, they're going to go and they're going to build their numbers and fort up. They're going to tribe up. They're going to go back to that level.
Okay.
And they're going to do it in Europe.
Oh, and you think Europe is going to let all of the white people from America come to Europe?
Europe is in dire straits. Go look at Europe right now. There are more like go if you go to Europe, you're not going to see white people. Did you know? You go to Europe, go to France. You go to France. France looks like Nigeria.
France, you're not going to see white folks in Europe.
You're not. Remember, what language do they speak on the west coast of Africa? French. You go to France, you're going to see a lot of Africans. Take your ass over to Germany. Germany going to look like little Pakistan. Take your ass over to, over here. Europe is no longer white. Europe is a melting pot at best.
Wow.
White numbers are seriously dwindling globally.
Oh, so this is what the whole eugenics thing is about.
Preserving your race. There's nothing wrong with white people wanting to live, wanting to survive. Y'all treat white people so bad as if you wouldn't do the same thing. The family must understand there's rules to this world. The first law of this world, the first law of life is what?
Survive,
self-preservation, survival. That's the name of the game. The European is trying to survive, and we can't blame them. Now, this is the thing. This is their last hoorah. They're going to drop every bomb they got. They don't have nothing to lose at this point.
Hold on. So look. Hey, no, listen. You're already saying the shit I'm already be saying. So like, it's like I'm just talking to my doppelganger right now. You understand me? You feel me? What's your zodiac sign, bro?
Scorpio.
That Mars. I'm Aries.
Scorpio Sun, Scorpio Moon, November 15th, 1982.
Oh shit! I'm Aries Sun with a Sagittarius Moon, and I'm April 12th, 1982.
Okay.
That's so we both sharing that Mars energy. That's wonderful, man. And so. Because you said all this, like you already said a lot of the shit I already, like 99% of the shit you said, just like you said, told me, like it's completely, on point. I'm not 100, completely on point. So I predicted it. I told everybody, man, Satan's World Burn 2025. Y'all better have your shit together by 2025. When do you predict the fall of Babylon?
Well, I'm gonna go with the Bible on this one. Man knows not the day nor the hour. But I'm gonna tell you what Grandma told me. We in the last days.
So do you believe in that concept? So do you believe what Elon Musk said? Like, because so Elon Musk just became the number one billionaire above Jeff Bezos. What today or yesterday or some shit. And he is a known atheist. Yes.
Oh yeah, that's very interesting. I just want to add value. Let's break down the name Elon. The name Elon, Elon. When you're
L.
dealing with L is Hebrew for God. When you're dealing with On is ancient Egyptian for God. So your name is El On Elon. Remember, On
It reminds me of Egyptian Musk.
so so now L, you put that on at the very end of the people who you're the God of: Raphael, Gabriel, Rachel, Israel, Emmanuel, so on and so forth. Same thing with On, the God On, Solomon,
Metatron,
Proton,
Sandalphon,
Sandalphon,
Metatron,
Demon, Solomon, Metatron,
Koranzon.
so on and so forth. So now this guy name is L and On. So from a occult or esoteric point of view, for this guy to be an atheist and your name is L On, it's interesting.
Well, and I tell people that atheism is a form of chaos magic. If you read the chaos magic books that I've read, written by Caucasians, they let you know that part of the thing that makes chaos magic work is the ability to deflect, right? And what better way to deflect that you're doing demonic magic and necromancy and all type of shit, than by saying, I don't believe in God. There is no such thing. There is no God. While knowing that, you're the God, there is no, right? Moving in that lower self. So, the guy that created PayPal and then moves into building rockets. That's a weird transition in itself. The guy with Asperger's, but still love to drink coffee, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times a day. All of these things are not adding up when it comes to this character, Mr. Musk. First and foremost, the space myth that they're trying to get us to believe, and now you're trying to get us to believe, Mr. Musk, that you are you are taking rockets and stuff to space, right? So everybody is using Mr. Musk becoming a billionaire to demonize Christianity and say, well, how the fuck did atheists become the richest man in the world, and y'all supposed to be the children of God, and da 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 da, and Christians and things in this nation, and an atheist is a person who don't believe in God is the richest man in the world. And how do you feel, right? How do you feel about atheism and those who don't believe in the higher power or the God or things of that nature?
Atheist. That's a pretty good question.
You got a lot
I
of
think it's fair.
millionaires. Think it's fair?
Yeah, people don't subscribe to belief systems, and I'm all for that. I think black people, we are pushed away from atheists because we have a cult mentality when it comes to religion. It's very black and white. Your ass don't believe, you going to hell. And in the black community,
do you think that's our brainwashing, right? Under okay.
You
Because
going to
I
hell.
remember it never was like that. When you look at the old accounts and the ancient ancestral accounts, it seems that we were. That's another thing I want to ask you, man. Like when you look at history and you see all of the great things that we accomplished so long ago, so much so that the technologies of the day can't even replicate what we did back then. And how far we've, stepped backward. We haven't stepped forward. We've gone backward. what do you think is the root cause? What do you think happened? Just your personal historical theoretic mind. What do you think happened to black people so much so that they become the bottom feeders of the earth? Well, how did they go from the Mansa Musas and the Cleopatras and the Ramses and all of the pharaohs and all of the great, stories you hear about how black people were this and black people were that. We were kings, we were queens, and we were all over the peninsulas, all in all the different continents, and we had it just going on. What, dude? How? Well, first and foremost, how in the fuck the whole globe of black people got it? Like, how did what do you think actually happened? And I don't care how crazy it sounds, but what do you think happened so that black people fell to this low of a state?
Just like there was an ice age, there will be a fire age. Have you heard that before?
Mm-hmm. We're not in the age of fire, but yes, I heard that before.
The reality, the realm we live in, is a realm of polarity and duality. All great things must come to an end. You know how much all is? All great things must come to an end. In addition to that, all bad things must come to an end. We go through a state of ebb and flow. It's called a great year. And
but what do you think actually happened though? Like, what is your opinion? What do you think black people did? What was the straw that broke the camel back, or what was the practice or pattern that we got into that made our people fall so low, so much so that we're not even, we're not nowhere near where we once were?
According to Chancellor Williams, author of the book, The Destruction of according to Dr. Chancellor Williams, The Destruction of a Black Civilization, he said, now I'm looking at the book. I got the book right there.
Oh, okay, cool.
According to him, it was when we started having sex with white women. That was the fall of our civilization. That was the start.
You serious?
That's according to Dr. Chancellor Williams.
I'm saying, do you believe that though?
I'm compelled to believe that.
Do you? So, because remember, that's all right. Well, now we gotta go. Now we gotta ask you this question, because the people who started that practice were the Moors.
Well, I don't want to say started that.
Yes, remember when remember the ritual of the burning sands is when Africa marched them out of Africa into the mountains of Europe and roped them in Europe. Okay. And the Moors came and freed them out of the Dark Age, henceforth the story of Moses. And then they got trained by the Moors and they so-called invaded, which is, I haven't seen any real true proof that the bulk of it happened, but they invaded the West African and so-called the transatlantic slave trade beginning in slavery. Like, what do you think about that, bro? Like, what is your take on that whole scenario?
Of course, that was a major. Our gift is our curse. Our gift is our curse.
So he said the reason why you agree with the guy in the book,
Dr. Chancellor Williams. Yes, I think he has a strong assessment.
He agrees with Dr. Chancellor Williams. Dr. Chancellor Williams. So I asked him, why do you think black people, why we fail? And he said, Chancellor Williams said in the book, the reason why we failed is because we began sleeping with white women. I didn't say that. And let me see that book. Hold that up for the people so they can screenshot. Y'all screenshot that book, The Destruction of Black Civilization. great issues of a race from 4500 BC to 2000 AD. God damn. Ooh.
He said we destroyed the race when we started mixing with the seed. Don't mix the seed.
When the sons of God began to mate with the daughters of men and seen that they were fair on some shit.
Amen.
So and you gotta say that's plausible, because you gotta look at who's responsible for the fall, and it's not the women. The women can't be responsible for the fall when the men are the protectors, the servers, maintainers, sustainers, and the providers of the people. So the fall of black people is definitely the man's fault. It's just that, what was it? And to this day, them niggas do that right now. Them niggas get $1 million, and he gonna get balling, and you get right, girl. And when he get on, he leave your ass for a white girl. Yeah. Damn, son. So you actually think that the fall of black? So hold on. So where does that? So now. So I guess that's now you understand why they call it Judgment Day, because take the T off of judgment and you got men. And in certain sacred circles, sister circles of women who acknowledge the goddess principle and the sacred feminine energy that's ushering upon the earth, it says that energy is going to usher in and judge men. And that is a real good reason to judge men. Hey, if that is the reason why black people fail, I know for a fact we are about to get judged like a motherfucker. That is going to be like, man, yeah, I gotta read that book. I gotta go see what he's talking about. Because that, when you think about it, that's the only real, plausible explanation, if you will. Unless you're believing in the story of Yakub.
I do subscribe to the story of Yakub, yes, sir.
Okay, and I do subscribe to the story of Yakub as well. So now it goes to the Blacked Out and White Walls, because Blacked Out, I don't know if you ever read Blacked Out Through White Walls by Dr. Susan Epps, but have you never, man, go get this book, man. Please go do yourself a favor and get this book. It's the book right here. Me and Seiko got down on it, Blacked Out Through White Walls. She's an etymologist, and she break down the four different ways that the albinos were created. And they said the Yakub story was one way, and that was one way that came about. But he said, the climate story, that was another way as well. And so on and so forth. They had 4 different ways. But do you so now we're getting a little bit deeper. Do you believe in extraterrestrials, aliens?
Can I share screen?
Meaning that I don't care if we're all the extraterrestrial aliens, but do you believe that there are higher intelligent beings that are behind the scenes just watching this shit, do what it do? Is Earth an experiment, or is humanity an experiment, an extraterrestrial experiment?
May I share screen, please?
How do I get you to do that?
It's at the bottom. You just hit add to screen, add to stream.
I'm on my phone, so let me see.
Oh, you're on your phone. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not on the computer with. I'm on my iPhone 13.
All right. Well, I'm gonna get you to listen to this. I'm just gonna put my mic to the thing. Hold on.
All right, cool.
All right. Let's see what we got here. Let me turn my volume up. Oh wait, hold on. Let me move my head to the computer. Almost ready. Okay. Yeah. All right. Here we go.
Aliens exist, and President Trump knows about it. That's according to Israel's former space security chief. In an interview with an Israeli newspaper, he said the aliens have been waiting until today for humanity to develop and reach a stage Well, we will understand in general what space and spaceships are. NBC News Chief Global Correspondent Bill Neely explains this one.
Hi, Alison. Well, this is quite a story, and it comes from the man who headed Israel's space security program for nearly 30 years.
It's only 2 minutes.
Chaim Eshed is making the extraordinary claim that the United States and Israel have been in contact with a group of aliens for years, not immigrants, but extraterrestrials. He has called them the Galactic Federation of Aliens, and says President Trump is aware of the existence of these aliens and had been on the verge of revealing their secrets, he claims, but was asked not to do so by the Federation in order to prevent what he calls mass hysteria. Well, the retired general says the US and Israel have kept it from the public because, quotes, humanity isn't ready and the aliens don't want to reveal themselves until humanity can evolve, he says, and understand what space really is. Well, the good news is that he claims an agreement has been reached between the US government and the aliens, a contract to do experiments here.
Almost done.
You good, man. Keep going.
Underground base on Mars, where there are American and alien representatives. Now, this former head of a branch of Israel's defense ministry is 87. He was very well respected, at least until now. And
at least up until now. Or he revealed the secrets, now he not respected no more. Oh, that's cool.
Israeli newspaper in Hebrew, but it's really taken off after parts of it were published in English by the Jerusalem Post today.
All right, wait. Look, now we get into some nitty gritty. Because you said before, magic is high science. All right, so I've been telling my people that have been following me, right, that in order for us to receive visits, right, in order for us to see visits, or in order for us to be able to sit at the table with the interdimensional, extraterrestrial, multidimensional higher beings and life forms, we black people, we people in general, not just black people, but we people in general are going to have to clean up our diets and get at a high frequency level of food that we eat to receive certain frequency emissions. We're going to have to clean up our minds so that we can get. I can't hear you. Hold on, your mic. Got turned on.
Sorry. Let's stick with the diet real quickly. Every single holiday, the word holiday is holy day. It's a star alignment. Why do you always eat on holidays or holy days? Because they're blocking you from your downloads. Thanksgiving is a day that the stars align. On that day, don't eat. And you're going to get downloads. Christmas Day, don't eat. July 4th, don't eat. Easter, don't eat. Halloween, don't eat. You will get downloads if you fast on those days of astrological alignment. That's what the part about not eating and being able to receive something connecting from a higher source. Please continue.
All right. Cause I tell people, what you're gonna see. So our bodies are machines, our brains are computers. We are the AI. I don't know why everybody keep looking for AI when the human being is the AI. We are just the version of the iPhone called Homo sapiens sapien. There are, I think, 14 or 15 other versions of us before we made it to Homo sapiens sapien. Erectus, Homos, go look at the different Homos. And so when you're talking about magic, I have learned and come to learn, and I have come to the revelations of magic is the actual real way that we contact them. Magic and practicing magic is the actual real way that we change and activate our dormant DNA. And magic, our frequency and our codes and what we eat and what we haven't eaten, and that weighs down or lightens us up, is going to be what they act like if they was scanning the earth for light, right? The things that are going to make you vibrate a higher light so that you can be recognized in this world of darkness is cleaning up your diet, cleaning up your mind with positive thinking, thinking positive emotions and emitting positive emotional frequencies and practicing intentional sigil rituals and learning different occult hidden meanings, because these are the things that are going to determine whether or not you're worthy to understand that what they were talking about on the news, those higher concepts of space, time, travel, interdimensional beings, and extraterrestrial life forms. And you're going to be surprised when you find out that a lot of these life forms look like you and I. You're going to be surprised when you find out that a lot of these life forms are black people. That's the part that everybody is going to be surprised about.
Now, I wanted to ask the listening audience, because I just played that video. They said Trump knows about the aliens. The government of Israel is tapped in, so on and so forth. I wanted to ask the listening audience, what is the newest branch of the government? Of the military that Donald Trump created? Brother, just give the family. Hold on 2 seconds. Let me open up with some Jeopardy music just to kind of get this ball rolling really quickly. I don't want you to answer. Let's just give the family an opportunity, if they even know the answer.
Oh, Space Force.
Well, there we go. I couldn't even get
my followers. Hey man, my followers on game. So like, my followers not even following. My followers are like got shit going on in their own right, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? We small, but we thick, bro. Yeah. Space Force, everybody.
So, when you ask me, do I believe in aliens? I think at this point, we don't have a choice. They're talking about it on TV. Like that was the news. I think that was NBC or ABC. That wasn't, tinfoilhat.com.
No. They had another one that was on the news talking about it was a whole different one. Man, they got a lot of different things on the news that the news just be revealed and just spitting it out, just like, hey man, this is about to happen. You either believe it or not. You know what I mean? So the actual shit, when it comes to these aliens, do you? Because I heard you say, we are the aliens. Do you believe that these aliens will be how they portray them to us in the movies? Or do you believe the way they portray them to the movies is the way to distract us from the way they're really going to look like, you and I, black folk?
Well, when we're dealing with aliens, or what we perceive as aliens, I believe that aliens have the ability to shapeshift. A lot of people tell you that God will appear in a way that you will recognize him. What does that mean? God gonna shapeshift on your ass and appear as something that you're gonna resonate with.
But think about it though. Think about it. How can that not be a God quality? I mean, I tell people all the time, was that a person talking to you, or was that the sun in its omnipresent capability manifesting as a human being coming to sit down and talk to you to see if you respect the cosmos?
Talk black to me.
Is that I said you think so? I keep telling people solar winds. I said respect the wind. I said because y'all keep forgetting, y'all think wind is just relegated to Earth when wind is relegated to space and solar time, right? And when you're in the street and a truck passes you, boom, and it goes straight past you, you feel the wind from that fucking truck or that car when you're standing at the bus stop. Now you're trying to tell me I'm 6 feet tall, me at 6 feet tall, I can feel the wind of a 18-wheeler truck pass me by and feel the ground shake when he passes by. But Earth can't feel the wind of Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, or any one of the other planets when they pass by doing their celestial, their celestial goings on dance. Now, whether this motherfucker flat, whether this motherfucker round, we do know this motherfucker moving. That's what we do. Now, how it's moving, whether it's moving, the top moving and we staying still, or the bottom moving, or we moving and we moving through this bitch spinning, it doesn't matter. That part never appealed to me. The part that appealed to me was the very things that we take for an environment are actually conscious living, breathing, thinking, and feeling, recording our actions. This is why the Quran tells you there'll be an angel on your right and an angel on your left, and it says your hands is going to talk against you, and you need that. It said everywhere where you didn't prostrate, everything is going to talk you. Everything, all of your body parts are going to talk against you on the day of judgment, on the day of Qiyamah. You know, and when you analyze all of these God-like, remember, we keep talking about these gods, but we don't want to give them their just powers of, abilities. We'll say this is the god of water, but this motherfucker can't turn into an ocean or, do some water type shit and flood some shit. Right? We say, oh, this is the god of air, but he can't control that fucking air and turn it into a hurricane. Like, oh, this is the god of thunder and the god of this and the god of that and the god of that and the god of this. And you say, okay, but let's take it to that real X-Men type level. And you can't, let's take it to that X-Men type level. And you wouldn't be able to know it. Why? Because you said they're able to shapeshift. Like I done had feelings, bro. I done dealt with familiars, man. I done dealt with familiars. I done dealt with, entities, bro. And in dealing with entities, I know for a fact that 98% of the shit that can be seen, we cannot see with our naked eye, bro. Okay? You can't see germs, you can't see particles, you can't see atoms, you can't see... Man, remember, the reason why everybody won in fucking Infinity Wars because Ant-Man was in the fucking quantum world. When Thanos snapped the finger, and that don't affect the quantum world because the quantum world is the goddamn finger snap. So therefore, when Thanos snapped, Ant-Man didn't get snapped away. With everybody else or left behind with everybody else because this nigga was already in the quantum world. He didn't even feel the effects of that shit because it had no bearing in rain because he was in that real world. Right? So, when you're analyzing this game and you're analyzing, okay, is that a cloud or is that a God that has control of the clouds? What can the moon really do? Like, we know it's a satellite and da-da-da-da, but what can that motherfucker, what can we do? What can it really do that we can't see with our naked eye? What waves is it really emitting? What sun? You say, oh, you get cancer from the sun, but you don't see those rays hitting your sun. You just feel them on your skin. But you don't see the waves. You might see it in a heat wave, right? But you don't actually see it. But you know that the air is real because you're breathing, and you know that all of this shit is real because you feel it. So my question to you would be this. If, because you said it earlier, all this shit is magic. All this shit is high science. So do you think that those of us who are adept in the high sciences, of the algorithms of, self-sorcery or magic, or what one might call the matrix, and cracking codes and staying on code and things of that nature, do you think we will be the ones that will be raptured up by the aliens? Do you think there will be a rapturing up by the aliens like the Bible speaks of when we all get raptured up? And because that would be some alien-like shit. If a being, a mystical light being comes and snaps finger, or some shit happens and we all get raptured up like some like the Bible say, that's some alien-esque, type stuff. That's some beam me up Scotty type shit. So do you think, that there will be a rapture, if you will, and a rapturing up like you seen on Infinity Wars when all of it, and notice everybody on Infinity Wars that disappeared, it was the good characters, Spider-Man, all of the good characters were raptured away, while the bad characters or the bad, superheroes, they stayed behind. If you go look at it, right? So do you think there will be a rapturing up by the aliens, or will it be just a visit and they just gonna reveal themselves and just gonna pop up? Or like, how is it gonna happen, bro? Like, you know what I mean?
I posted a video on my platform, my YouTube channel, of how it was going to happen. Yeah, there will be a rapture, but you're going to have to pass the brown paper bag test in order to be raptured.
So hold up. Hold up. So you're saying the aliens not gonna let white people live?
Not only white people, people like myself ain't even going to be able to get in because I don't pass the brown paper bag test. I don't have enough melanins per, whatever.
Man, I don't believe that one though. No, I don't believe that. Man, come on, nah.
You're going to have a certain concentration of melanin.
I halfway believe you. This is the part I believe. You're gonna have to have a certain concentration, but I don't think it's gonna be melanin, bro.
What here? Spaceships couldn't go into outer space until they made one big change. Do you know what that was? They put melanin on the tip of the rocket of the space. Go to any spaceship you go and look at. There's melanin on the nose of it, on the tip. They can't get through without a certain concentration of melanin.
Yeah.
You
No.
gotta have it.
This is why I'm about to say what I'm saying. Like, well, when you look at nature, right? Nature naturally makes recessive and multicolored life, right? And nature is the perfect template of life. When you look at this light has an array spectrum and the different colors on the array spectrum of light, how the different stars shine different colors, and those different colors manifest environments on different planets because of the different colors and vibration of the light of the stars. And keeping in tune with nature, the human being follows that same suit. You could get a human being for every shade and color that there is on the face of the planet, even the blue, black. They got a green human being somewhere. You just probably never found it yet. And so the reason why I said that is that we are spirits incarnating into this game of life. And when you're talking about a spirit incarnating into a vehicle, a body, right? Now you're talking about, even no matter if the body is, an animal's body, no matter if the body is whatever, if it breathes and it can go roof or whatever, or talk or whatever, it's in the game of life. It's playing and have a purpose in the simulation, the Sims that we're going through. So, I've seen righteousness in every aspect of life, but I've also seen evil in every aspect of life simply because of free will, right? And being in this game, learning sorcery, learning magic, and seeing certain manifestations and things of that nature, I would beg to differ. I would respectfully beg to differ in the terms of it's only going to be this type of melanin that goes through versus this type of spiritual frequency of love flowing through your light being, because this body is just a vehicle. This body is going back to Mother Earth. Mother Earth is going to recycle this body and do something, whatever she wants with this body, right? But
and
your
that's
spirit, your soul is going to go back and get judged. Remember, on the scales of my eye, shall you be judged. So I feel like a lot of us come here and to live these different lives, to learn these different life cycles and these different life tests and all of these multifaceted colors.
I'm so glad you said that, because when we're dealing with the body is the hardware. So think of it like a iPhone versus an Android, or maybe a Apple computer versus a PC. Your PC is going to be more susceptible to viruses. Your PC is going to be able to be hacked. Your PC isn't a strong enough model to survive in a certain realm where the Apple, which makes your Apple the superior product. I'm not saying, I'm against light-skinned people or white people, but what I'm saying is we don't have the right hardware to maintain in certain realms.
And that's what I was saying. I was saying the people who are going to, I feel like just like phones get an upgrade and computers get an upgrade, I feel like the human being is going to get an upgrade. And those who will be eligible for the upgrade has a certain DNA code sequence of experience going on inside of their DNA. And it's not so much as your color, but so much as your deeds and your frequency of positive emission. Right, like I feel like you got to meet this certain light code frequency, and this certain light code frequency that you read, no matter your color, man. Because they got people who do good all throughout the land. Remember, this is the omnipresence of God. You can't rob God of omnipresence. So if God is in everything, we gotta expect that some of everything is gonna have the goodness of God, even white. Even Hispanic, even all of the different things because of the omnipresence of God. But we also know that the devil is a part of the omnipresence of God. So you're going to see the devil in everything as well.
All right, so I'll give you that. Let's play that game. When you're dealing with the soul, according to Europeans, it was the father of philosophy. I don't know what I can't remember his name, but if you Google father of philosophy,
Freud.
No, that's psychology, psychoanalytic, whatever. But anyway, he said the pineal gland was the seat of the soul. Now we must understand science. Science tells you 85% of all Europeans have a pineal calcified gland. That means there's a seat that no one can sit in. It's upside down. There's water on it, whatever the case may be. These people aren't tapped in because of how malfunctioned their hardware is. They can't tap into the internet. So I get it when you're talking about soul, you're talking about spirit, you're talking about that higher consciousness. Let's call it internet. These people's, their model is so damaged, they can't log on to the internet like you and I can to even have a soulful spiritual experience.
Remember their melanin content is a 5 to 10% melanin content. White people. In this book right here, it's a 5 to 10% melanin content amongst white. All right. And so when you look at that, and you look at, here we go, right here. Yeah, so hold on, who has it? Yeah, stage 4. And boom, here we go. So the melanin content, the melanin content, the pineal calcification rate with Africans is 5 to 15%. With Asians, it is 15 to 25%, and with Europeans, it is 60 to 80%, which still leaves them with a 20% with a 20% melanin content. This right here is once again showing that science is right, because science proves that in order for any life to be animated, any life to be existing on Earth, it has to be made of carbon. And when you're talking about anything that is moving, carbon-12, when you're talking about moving animated life, carbon-12 melanin is the thing that animates the life. And carbon-12 melanin can be said as condensed sunlight, aka our soul matter. So even their 60 to 80% pineal calcification still.
It looks like we're still on. I'm still here. My brother, I think something happened with his connection. But I'll just kind of keep the conversation going until he gets back. Yeah, even at 20%, you can get on the internet at 20%, but what is the experience going to be like? So when white people have these spiritual experiences, it's nothing compared to, a white person's spiritual experience, in my opinion, is like when you were a child trying to watch porn on a fuzzy screen. The screen is fuzzy. You can kind of hear, and you can kind of see some things and images. You're not sure what's really going on. You've got that 20% compatibility to where you can tap in. You can watch. We tried to watch the porn channel and it was all whatever-y, but you could kind of make it out. And yeah, white people, They just don't have the hardware to fully tap in. They don't have a soul. If we want to play the spiritual part, they don't have a soul. They don't have the hardware to even tap in to the capabilities or the experiences of a soul. It's like a flip phone trying to experience the internet like a smartphone does. You can get on the internet with a flip phone. That is a true statement. But you're not going to do what you're doing on a smartphone on a flip phone. I would say a flip phone will give you 20% access to the internet, just like the white man's pineal gland will give him 20% access to spirituality. But what is that? That's text message. That's memes. You know, you can't even play GIFs. You know, I think you could probably play the GIFs, the little GIFs, whatever. But you're not going to have the full internet experience. White people don't have a soul. They don't have the hardware to tap in to this experience of what a soul gives us, that ability. So in terms of aliens going to have black people or white people or any people going up to be with the aliens, you're going to have to be of a certain physical caliber if you want to get there physically. You're going to have to be of a certain spiritual caliber if you want to get there. I'm sorry, you got to be of a certain a physical caliber if you want to get there physically. You got to be of a certain spiritual caliber if you want to get there spiritually. And the European is subpar. And the family said, "What's the name of your channel?" Family, look, the name of my channel is Crumb TV. Crumb, what's the name of your channel? Voila, Crumb TV. I'm at 25,000 subscribers. I'm you know, the numbers don't mean anything, and 25 is not a lot, to be honest with you, but you know, I'm a little bit established. But when a brother asked me about the aliens, a lot of people is not going to make it. The reality is the Bible has a certain sliver of truth to it. Only 144,000 are going to even qualify for this. Family, this is not the get along game where we're all going to go, you know, you don't respect the NFL if every NFL team gets a damn Super Bowl trophy or a Super Bowl ring. That's not how shit works in the real world. Everybody gets a participation trophy. No, yo ass go to hell. Okay? You ain't shit. Your daddy won't shit. His daddy won't shit. We are all better off without you. We didn't want you down here on earth. We don't want you up there. We not playing that kumbaya game where everybody gets a trophy. No. A lot of y'all not going to make it. Well, you got to die sometime. You're going to die. You're going to die 1,000 deaths. You're not going to go to the place, you know, you're not going to make it to that next level, that higher calling. Niggas out this bitch voting, eating McDonald's, you know, just doing all types of, you know, getting jabs, you know, doing all types of foolery. Family, you're not going to make it by any means, by any stretch of the imagination. I thought the brother would have been back by now. He asked me so many questions, and I never got to elaborate on a lot of those questions. He also asked me something, and can I do this? I don't have the authority to share my screen. Do I? Edit name, stop screen. Nope, I don't have the authority to do that. So anyway, I can't share my screen. We're 4 hours in. I think I'm gonna end it on his behalf. Great show, great group of people. We've got about 80 people watching right now, a little bit less than 100 people. It's midnight. The family's tapped in, obviously. You know, I'm in Atlanta, but basically what he was saying, some things he was saying, I wanted to answer. The fall of man, the fall of Black civilization was Sex is a weapon. He asked me earlier in the broadcast, he said, what was the fall of black civilization, the destruction of black civilization? I told him the white woman. He was like, oh, wow. Like, why would you say wow when we
I'm right
know?
here, bro. My bad.
Peace and love. Peace and love. All right.
I gotta put in my phone died. I had to get my other phone, man.
Okay. I'll tone it down with you. I mean,
Hold up.
But I was just telling the family, sex is a weapon.
Sorry, brother.
Oh, no, you're good.
Yeah.
Sex is a weapon. The jab, I don't want to get too deep into that, but the basis of the jab is HIV. You be like, oh yeah, Crumb, you out here driving a Lex, the chassis ain't nothing but a Toyota. The chassis, the base, the frame of the jab is HIV. Sex has always been a weapon, family. It's always been a weapon. The family asked a question in the comments.
Yeah, somebody said, Doc can cure that. Hey, bro.
Can cure what?
HIV.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the jab, because that's what I'm talking about.
I cure that too. I cleanse people. If a person, but most people who have taken the jab, they're already chosen made their decision, in life when it comes to what side they on when it comes to the programming. You know what I mean? Like, most likely, if you didn't took the jab, man, I what do you think? So that's my question now, bro. Like, do you think this shit is gonna? Because somebody told me that this shit is gonna turn into some Resident Evil type shit. When that time release, do his thing. You feel me? Like, I was talking to Lord Jamar. Me and Lord Jamar were talking about it on his channel. Shout out, Lord, peace to Lord Jamar. You know what I'm saying? Nation of God and Earth family over there. They've been some great endorsers for my channel. And I remember when I first started, promoting miracle food to people, one of Lord Jamal, one of the, the first people that said, yo, man, what's up? Fuck with me. So
you talking about from Brand Nubian?
Yeah, Brand Nubian, Lord Jamal. Yeah. So me and him was talking, and we was talking about the Floyd Money Mayweather jab. And he was like, I was like, bro, I think this shit is on a time release. And what do you think? Do you think it's on a time release and this shit is going to turn to Night of the Living Dead, zombie, apocalypse type of shit? Or you think that people are going to, everybody's just going to see the upper room at a certain time when because it causes inflammation and all kind of stuff. People are reporting with the CDC and things of that nature. You guys go check it out. Do you think it's on a time release or something like that, though?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a gene editor. It's going to take time to edit the genes. Once it edits your genes, once it's done, then you're like, oh, okay, third arm. All right, now what do we do with this?
Because it just reminds me of this. It just reminds me of a plot from a movie that I was, from a TV show, not a movie, a TV show I was watching. The TV show was called V. I don't know if you ever heard of the TV show called
Vendetta.
Not V for Vendetta. That's the movie. That's a nice little movie too. But TV show, name of the TV show is called V, and so the TV show is about. It came out in about 2012 or 10 or something, I want to say. And so the TV show, just Google, is on Netflix or something like that. And so these beings come to Earth, right? And they are Caucasoid looking, and under their skin, they're reptiles. They're really shape-shifting reptilian. first and foremost, yeah. How do you? What is your take on the reptile thing?
We the reptilians.
Of course. I'm talking about the shape-shifting ones that you were talking about earlier, the ones that know how to shapeshift.
No, those are draconians.
Aha!
We the reptilians, those are draconians.
So you're saying the reason why our skin get ashy in our skin peels because of our reptilian genes?
Well, it's the fluoride in the water. Fluoride is a drying agent. That's why our skin is getting ashy, because it doesn't make no sense. When do you get ashy? When you get out the shower? You mean your skin is dry as soon as you get out of the water?
Oh,
yeah, your
that's
skin is dry. Why is your skin
Damn.
dry? I thought you were in a desert, your skin dry. I thought you was in, no, I've been in the water for 10 hours. So as soon as you get out the water, you should be moist, damp, wet, not dry. Oh, well, we put fluoride in the water. That's why.
So you trying to tell me if it was just natural water, no fluoride, we wouldn't even be peeling by the skin like this and having all these disorders? Because remember they got those. So do you believe they got those healing pools, like the water that's so alkaline, you jump in the pool and it heals you anything?
Yeah, now this is a crazy thing, especially in America. But what if I told you water is supposed to hydrate you, not dry you out?
Right.
Your ass get out the shower, be dry. You need some calamine lotion.
But you believe in those little oasis pools where the alkaline content of the water is like a Dr. Sebi Usha Institute or some shit, and you hop in the water and the water heals you?
Yeah, like the Fountain of Youth that Ponce de Leon was looking for in Florida. That's why Florida has the highest rate of retirees. Why are all the retirees going down to Florida? Because that's where Ponce de Leon went looking for the Fountain of Youth.
And you believe the Fountain of Youth exists, like an actual real fountain?
No. Not a literal real fountain.
I do, bro. I believe in the inner earth. I believe inside the earth, in the inner earth. That's what all of they say the kingdom of heaven is within.
Well, okay. Let's go with that. If there's a fountain of youth and a kingdom of heaven is within, the fountain of youth is your genitals.
Well, let's analyze this. Let's analyze the fact that ever since man has been around, there's always been stories of his exploits in longevity and age. The Bible is not the only book that says that we live hundreds and hundreds of years due to the fact that our consciousness can extend, matter into whatever our consciousness wants to extend matter into. It is also, stories and evidence that show that we were way taller than what we are now, and that those times were not that long ago. So being all, you say we're the reptilians. So are the reptilians and the Anunnaki one and the same, or are we reptilian and Anunnaki, or are we a hybrid? What are we?
Well, yes.
We're the Africans, we're the Native Americans, we're the reptilians, we're the gods, we're the goddesses, we're the hybrids. What are we? Yeah. Yes, you say yes and no. Go.
All right. So when you're dealing with the Anunnaki, only one of the Anunnaki was a reptilian. That was Enki. Mm-hmm. Oh, the Anunnaki are reptilian. No, the Anunnaki are not reptilian.
No, the Anunnaki are the black gods.
Right.
That they speak about in the gods versus the Titans.
Now, if you Google Enki, E-N-K-I, just Google it and hit images, a reptilian is going to come up. Google it.
Because in our motherland, a lot of serpent symbolism and reptile symbolism represented the Kundalini and the dragon.
Right.
So
yeah.
So a lot of those reptiles you see were represent. But think about it, bro. Right now, there's a big old reptile statue in Bolivia that they worship. They worship reptiles. Plenty of stories. The part of our brain that says the R complex, right, shows that we got a big reptilian heritage. The fact that our skin peels, whenever the dead cells of our skin become dead, they peel off like a reptile's peel, like a snake sheds its skin. And you know, I always implore, you know, what's everybody's obsession with these dinosaurs, these reptiles, and everybody's obsession with these reptiles called dragons, but they're not reptiles, they're draconians, right? You know, what's everybody's obsession with, you know, oh, the crocodile and the damn alligator. See you later, alligator. After a while, crocodile, right? Snakeskin boots, and it had to be, you know, this type of reptile skin leather, and you know, so even in our folklore in Africa, you see a whole bunch of lore where the blacks and the reptiles were laying in bed together, you know, doing their thing. And so I always tell people, I said, you know, the Moors report to the reptiles, and the reptiles report to the archons, and the archons report to Saturn, and Saturn report to the Orion Queens. Now, you know, as far as the hierarchy goes, but do you think that there are actual, you know, do you think like the Queen of England is a shape-shifting reptile like David Icke says, and that other girl, what's the other girl name, that reported the certain powers that be shape-shifted like reptiles and things? That do you think there are actual shape-shifting reptiles that are in our government and, you know, throughout our system?
Well, let me ask you this. Who did David Icke get that information from?
Credo Mutwa.
Credo Mutwa. One of David Icke's most famous quotes is that the smartest man he's ever met in his whole life was Credo Mutwa.
You ready for this?
Yeah.
I tell people, everybody always asks, how was David Icke able to do that and not get killed? Because he had a shaman, Credo Mutwa, on his team. And so, because everybody always wonder, how was David Icke able to reveal all that about the elite and they didn't touch him? And I said, because he had magic and sorcery from Credo Mutwa. He was tied to a shaman. They can't touch him. He's tied to magic.
Now, what did Credo Mutwa tell you about the reptilians?
He told you that they came from the Dogon star.
The
dog star.
The reptilian story was all allegorical, metaphorical.
Oh, okay.
Credo, he said there were never any shape-shifting green people. David Icke told you that. But if you go back to his source never said that. See, this is the thing about the white. What did Malcolm X tell you? He said only a fool will let his enemy teach his children. Don't go to David Icke. David Icke don't know shit. That's the whisper game. I'm gonna whisper in your ear, you whisper in their ear, they whisper, and then by the time they get back to so and so, now it's the shape-shifting reptilians. When he told you that, the first person, the source, told you that was all metaphorical, allegorical, but then the white boy took the shit seriously. Just same thing with the devil. We told you there was higher self, there was lower self. You went and back and you told everybody there's a devil. No, nigga, I didn't say a devil. I said lower self. Devil. No, red chakra. Your root chakra is red. Red devil. He said, I heard him say red. I heard him say devil. Oh my God. You know, it's just what the European does. He'll take what we say, flip it, and go run the town. The story of Bebop. Miles Davis was in a small, quaint hole in the wall, and he was playing a song. A white reporter was enthused because he never heard anything like that. He goes up to Miles Davis. He says, "What are you playing?" He says, "Bebop." The song Miles Davis was playing was called Bebop. That was the name of the song. The white boy went and told everybody the style of music that he was playing was called Bebop. That's what the European does.
Mm-hmm.
He's a universal F up. The European has the ability to F up a wet dream. Don't let him. That's why we need to stop letting that white boy tell the damn history.
But they got so there's a DVD. I don't know if you ever seen it, but there's a DVD that's out. It's a 4-hour DVD with Credo Mutwa and David Icke together, and Credo Mutwa says it out. Go look it up, brother. So I don't know if he retracted his statement, but Credo Mutwa says it out his own mouth that the beings of the Sirius constellation, the Dog Star, came and they made it with his tribe. He is and around his neck he has around his neck he has a reptile. He has a reptile figure with a donut with a donut ankh around the cock of the reptile figure, and they asked him what that means. He said that is when we became one and made it with the reptiles. And they asked him, who are the reptiles? And he said they come from the Dog Star. So this is what Credo said out his own mouth in the 4-hour interview with David Icke. He didn't say no metaphorical shit. He completely went straight. He went straight and said, and they got plenty of reports in Africa of black people reporting that the mermaids or the mer people that are coming out of the water are black reptoids.
That's facts. That's facts. Not to cut your wisdom. That's facts. Now, did Credo Mutwa say that, or did Credo Mutwa? No. Credo Mutwa said the Queen of England. Number one, he didn't say anything about Sirius. He didn't say anything about Africa. He went to the royal bloodline. Now I'm gonna tell you what Credo Mutwa was referring to when he was talking about those royal bloodlines. He was talking about the vampires. Old boy is talking about these peaceful people. They don't eat babies. They're not doing any devious demonic things. Over there, he's talking about bloodsuckers. So now you've got what they call blue bloods.
Mm-hmm.
The blue bloods are a royal bloodline.
Oh, listen, bro. I know for a fact I've ran across vampire magicians who practice vampiric magic. I've run across Satanists who sacrifice children and babies and goats. I've come across chaos magicians who sacrifice virgin women on certain fucking holidays. I've come across cannibals. I've come across all kind of manner of bestiality. I've seen motherfuckers who practice bestiality. I've seen people who are doing the most perverted and inverted shit that you ever want to see in the name of magic. I've seen magical rituals and hazing rituals where they make them eat shit, drink piss, drink semen, drink blood, drink pus, drink mucus, and most of them got to accept some type of a sexually transmitted disease in order to be a part of the game, because the name of the game is chaos and hurt and death and pain. Okay, and so I've seen the lowest of the low happen to people practicing wicked, perverted black spiritualities, black higher sciences, or extraterrestrial technologies. So I wanted to say that. I wanted to say that because, man, I done seen some things done in the name of magic, in the name of sorcery, in the name of casting spells and doing rituals that have brought people to certain levels and heights of life that you can't mistake it. They did a ritual and now they're there. And these were, white, black, Hispanic, Asian people. So I got to take into account and the factor of the nature of sorcery and magic and all of this shit, bro. Like
right.
our whether you believe it or not, they got a whole bunch of beings in our government that dress up in robes and they go and they go around and they go do heinous crimes in the name of conjuring these certain plagiarized black spiritual doctrines. When you're talking about Baphomet, that is an inverted, perverted version of the ram and the goat in African spirituality. Okay, when you're looking at the inversion and the perversion and how Crest went from Crest to Christ, right? You know what I'm saying? And all of these things, I don't want to, mislead the people and make them think that, hey, these people are just pedophiles and they like to fuck with children. No, they're accomplishing a certain goal drinking adrenochrome. They're trying to accomplish a certain magical goal, killing 8 people, 9 people at your Astro World party. So they're trying to, accomplish a goal. So that's why I asked you earlier, how do you feel about black people actually practicing magic, sorcery, kind that battles the shit that's happening to them right now in front of their face, being practiced by known Satanists. Marilyn Manson is a known Satanist. All of the rappers love Marilyn Manson. All of them. Go look it up. All of them are tied to Marilyn Manson. Marilyn Manson is a priest of the Church of Satan.
Well, no, that's not true. Marilyn Manson is a gimmick. He was just doing those things. There was a lot of rumor and stuff like that to sell albums. Same thing with Lil Nas X. Lil Nas X ain't even gay. He's just trying to sell albums.
Listen.
Even these rappers, the rappers aren't gangbangers. They're just saying it to sell albums.
Man, listen. I tell people that's called chaos magic, bro. When you lie and you live another life that you don't really live so that you can make other people go and do your bidding, that is called sorcery, bro. That is called sorcery. All right, think about this. Marilyn Manson, 30 years straight. And remember, you think it's a gimmick. I know he's not a gimmick because I know Satanists. I know actual occult Satanists, bro. You feel me? And so, you ready for this? I've heard from true occult Satanists that Marilyn Manson is a high-ranking priest, not just any priest. So much so, I just did a thing on Marilyn Manson when he just did a thing with Roddy Ricch, Kanye West, and Justin Bieber, and they did the magical ritual, and next thing you know, the shit at the Astro World happened, and then next thing you know, they did another ritual celebrating their kill, celebrating their hoax, celebrating all of the things that are going on because of their magic. So, number one, Marilyn Manson has always preached in his music. And remember, music is the language of the magician. Trust me, always remember that. If you could put together some song, you could put together a spell. Easy. Because that's what a song is. All right? If Lil Uzi Vert, Rick Ross, Jay-Z, and if he's such a puppet and he's such a gimmick, then all of these top-ranking Boule members, all of these top-ranking Skull and Bones members, all of these top-ranking Freemasonic members would not be paying him homage because he's just a gimmick, brother. Now, is it a coincidence that he was at the Travis Scott event the night of the 8-9 children being murdered? And we know that Marilyn Manson. Yeah, he was present there. Him. Who else? Heartbreak Drake. Huh? Roddy Ricch, Master P. You got to have New Orleans in the building. Come on now, Master P. SZA. The game. You had the witch. You had the glamour witches. Kylie and Kendall. Huh? It was the perfect grounds for. It was the perfect grounds for a magical frequency. Everybody said it was like the concert from hell. But guess what? I even show you how this shit was a hoax. My man from Industry Hoax channel showed me the footage where they're rehearsing the fucking stampede. Crisis actors rehearsing the stampede at the Astro World thing, man. Go check it out, Astro World Hoax. But to each their own. I'm just saying, bro, like there's a big thing out here that says that these people are practicing ancient black sorcery and black people are just moseying on down along while everybody get rich off this shit but them.
Have you ever heard of emo?
Who?
Emo.
Who is that?
It's that style that Marilyn Manson is a part of.
Oh yes. I thought you were talking about like a new rapper or a new artist or something. Yes. Okay. Yes.
Right. So emo came from who was the first person to do emo?
Remember they got emo rap. Remember Uzi Vert is an emo rapper. Yes, remember Uzi Vert is an emo rapper. He pays homage to his father. He calls Marilyn Manson his father.
Well, the father of emo is Vlad the Impaler.
Mm-hmm.
So now,
which is now current day Vlad TV.
yeah, okay.
Who's impaling black people right now? Digitally. Vlad TV, nigga. What do you mean?
Now, Vlad the Impaler was famous for doing what? Drinking blood.
Mm-hmm. So
now, when we're talking about these aliens, if you're going to compare David Icke to Credo Mutwa, David Icke was focusing on the draconian star system, in contrast to Credo Mutwa talking about the Sirius star system. So the draconian star system is going to allude to a lot of your European dynasty. That's why a lot of them drink blood. If you go look up the royal disease, the royal disease was porphyria. So what porphyria does is makes you ultra sensitive to light. You can't go into the sun. During the daytime, when the sun is out, you get paralysis. What does that mean? You can't move. So that's why they say vampires sleep during the day. No, they're not asleep. They're just in a state of paralysis. This is porphyria. In real life, porphyria is called the vampire disease, so you can't move. So now porphyria, because you're sensitive to light, because your sun needs light, but because your skin needs light. But because your skin is not getting light, the skin starts to tighten and draw back. When the skin draws back,
they got a movie. They got a movie about what's that movie about them people that's in the trailer? They got to drink the blood because they can't go in the sun, man. It's a recent movie. And they drink the blood and stuff, and they got to eat every 6 months or some shit. They eat normal food and shit, but like every 6 months, they got to drink blood or kill a human and drink blood in order so their genes don't eat away at them or some shit like that.
Let me read this to you, brother. It says scientificamerican.com. Interestingly, the heme pigment is robust enough to survive digestion and is absorbed from the intestine, parentheses, even though the protein comes from the hemoglobin are broken down. This means that, in principle, it is possible, and this is the highlighted part, it is possible to relieve symptoms of porphyria by drinking blood. So this emo style and the Satanism is coming from Vlad, the vampire, the draconian, not from Sirius, because Sirius had nothing to do with porphyria. The people from Sirius had nothing to do with eating babies, drinking blood. But we're going to see with this this draconian bloodline. Remember, Vlad was from the Order of the Draco. Go look up Vlad the Impaler. He's from the Order of the Draco. So now, draconian ritual book. Okay, so you're tapped in. So now, his family. Remember, the Queen of England is within Vlad's bloodline. Queen Victoria, she suffered from porphyria. King James, the guy who wrote the Bible, he suffered. These are all in the same bloodline. They all suffered from porphyria. They were blue bloods, and the only way to relieve their symptoms was to drink blood. This is going to be from the draconian star system. That they were tapped into that Draco energy. That's why they're vampire-like. In addition to that, when your skin gets tight, the gums get tight as well, and they recede. Remember, the longest teeth you have in your mouth are your canines. Why? Because your canines are responsible for ripping and tearing, so they have to be anchored into the mouth. So when you suffer from porphyria, your gums draw back. These teeth, they fall out. These side teeth, they fall out. The only teeth you're left with is your fangs. So you got these people, they're paralyzed during the day, they can't move. Their gums have receded, so the only teeth in their mouth are their fangs. Their skin has receded, so their fingernails.
You think that's a? So I heard somebody say that porphyria was a curse that was put on a particular family, and that's because they say it's so rare. They say it's so rare to get. Do you think that was a curse that a witch put on? I think they said only like 30 families in the whole world got that shit.
Right now, now, if you have porphyria, this is a part of the royal bloodline. Remember, these people were seriously inbreeding. That's why we call them blue bloods. The blue bloods were people that only bred with other blue bloods. This is a blood type. Now, this is the thing. We are the reptilians. Our blood is not red. Blood is green. It only turns red when it touches oxygen. Our blood, plant blood, is magnesium based. Our blood is iron based. Those white people, those blue bloods, their blood is copper based. That's why their blood is blue, because it's copper based. The plant blood is green because it's magnesium based. Your blood and my blood is greenish, but it's more brown because it's iron based, but the iron has rusted. When iron rusts, it turns brown. So now you understand these people, this bloodline, this is a bloodline that is not of anything from Earth. This royal blue bloodline is an alien bloodline from the draconian star system. That's why when
you don't believe that black people are the aliens?
No, yeah. We are aliens, but
do you believe that black people are all over the galaxies? Like, do you believe that Earth is our only domain, or do you believe that we're all over? You know, if you were to go to Andromeda right now, you're gonna see some black folk.
Yeah, there was never a time when man did not exist. There was a time when Earth did not exist. There was never a time when man did not exist. This is the argument of the prokaryote and the eukaryote. Go back.
They said there was never a time when man did not exist.
There was never a time when man did not exist. Go back to the cartoon Spider-Man. Who is Spider-Man's arch nemesis? Well, in the cartoons, it was Venom. How did Venom get to Earth? Venom got to Earth. Well, it's not Venom, it's the symbiote. The symbiote got to Earth. He came into Earth. When the symbiote came into Earth, the symbiote was black. The symbiote was ultra sensitive to sound. What is the symbiote in Spider-Man? And the symbiote would cover you. What's the symbiote?
The symbiote in Spider-Man. Venom, huh?
The symbiote is melanin.
Oh, melanin is black. Yeah.
The symbiote is melanin. Now
that's why they call it the evil, because it got to be black. Mm-hmm.
It was a prokaryote, a cell, a melanated cell that grew on this planet. Black people come from prokaryotes. White people come from eukaryotes. Just like black people have neuromelanin, white people have eumelanin or phenomelanin.
Yes.
A low grade standard of what we are. We're the iPhones.
We just showed you. You know, they only got like 20%, you know, melanin in their system. You know what I'm saying? That's very interesting. So the story of Yakub and grafting them, you know, what's that all about? You know, what's that all about? That's another way that they came about. That's a whole other way that white folk came about, right? I mean, do you believe that they came about in one way, or do you believe they came about in multiple different ways? Well, like the iPhone, you said the Android. So do you think multiple different people was trying to make an Android when, you know, or what?
Yeah, white people do not have a homogeneous origin, meaning they don't all come from one specific place. We know that there were two types of white people in the not too far future. Mm-hmm. There were the Highlanders and the Lowlanders. The Highlanders were the
TV show Highlander.
The Highlanders were in the Caucasus Mountains. The Lowlanders were in the land of Canaan, or what we now call Palestine, or some people call it Israel. So the leader of the Highlanders, his name was Conan. Conan was the leader of the Highlanders. They were the ones who were truly in the Caucasus Mountains. The ones who were the lowlanders, it was said that they had leprosy, or they became white by another way than the highlanders became white. And just as you were saying, another theory is through climate change. I have to be honest with you, brother. In the winter, like this right here, bro, in the wintertime, I get white.
Hey, bro, listen, you ready for this? I was locked up, and they used to keep us inside of this jail cell, and inside of this cell, and you know, they never used to let us outside, and you know, months and months passed, and I got shades lighter. Yes, I did.
My cousin, you know, I would have never, and I have never mentioned my cousin until you said that. My cousin came out of jail. He's my favorite cousin. Everybody loved my cousin. He came out of jail, light skin, bright skin. I was like, yo, you bright as hell.
You ready for this? Listen, that's how you know, because when you're being a dog, damn, that's crazy. Because look, when a baby comes out of the womb, right? A baby be way lighter than what they're actually gonna be. They be way that is like that darkness makes you actually real light. Darkness actually brings the light. Like, you know what I mean? So that RH negative, that's that Peoria vampirism, or what's the RH negative shit about?
I believe the RH negative is the monkey gene. Now, if you look at it, there's going to be a certain amount of pseudoscience around that. They say people with the RH negative, they're smarter than other people, they're better, hand-eye coordination, and you know, just like really propaganda. You know, the Nazis are the best. USA, you got to say Pledge of Allegiance before school every day. You know, it was just that same old bullshit that, you know, we hear about how white people are so great. Yeah, when you're dealing with this blood type, now, number one, there's not 4 blood types. That's a lie. There's 4 European blood types. One of the oldest blood types is called Duffy negative. And you know why you never heard of that? Because white people don't have it. So those 4 blood types are basic blood types. There's over 1,000 blood types. There's over 1 million blood types. Somebody doing this live was referring to Henrietta Lacks. You know, whatever it is in our blood, scientists don't even know yet. But I guarantee you, they looking to see what's in our blood versus what's in their blood. But that RH negative blood is definitely monkey blood, because a lot of them have you know, they were spliced, they were invented, they are not a natural people. I call them Tamahu. Well, it's not that I call them Tamahu. The ancients called them Tamahu. A guy by the name of Jean Champollion. He translated the Medu Neter from out of Egypt. He translated 3 words. I forgot the 3rd word, but one word was Cleopatra. The other word was Tamahu. Tamahu means created white people. Jean Champollion was the one who using the Rosetta Stone, he decoded the Medu Neter, and the 3rd word he translated was Tamahu, which means created white people. Not all of them are created. Hell, not even all of them are white. The reality is, what did Hitler tell you? Unless they got blonde hair and blue eyes, they not white. A lot of these Sicilians, a lot of these Italians, a lot of these Irish, a lot of these Scottish, a lot of these Welsh, they're black. They're just our bastard children.
Right. For real. Man, so I know one thing for certain, 2 things for sure. Bro, me and you gotta do this again, bro. I gotta come to your channel. You gotta come to my channel. We gotta do a part 2. And we gotta do it. We gotta do it soon, man. We gotta do it soon, because I gotta cut it short. Because we've been on this joint, but we about to be going on. We killed the game. We killed the algorithm.
I've never gone for this long. I wouldn't have done it for anyone other than you.
Man, likewise, bro. I haven't gone this long. I never went this long before. And I would have, yes, definitely, brother. I would have done it for nobody other than you, man. Crumb TV, I couldn't wait to have this talk with you. I said, I can't wait to pick this dude brain. I see what he be posting. I see what he be having, you know, ready in the queue. And I said, let me subscribe to this, man. You know what I'm saying? So y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to Crumb TV. You feel me? Make sure, man, and let everybody know, you know, let everybody know how your movement and how they could get in touch with you and everything like that.
Yeah, much gratitude for having me on. It really means the world to me. Yes, I am your humble brother, the master student. My platform is called Crumb TV. You can find me on YouTube under Crumb TV. But my website is crumbtv.info. Crumbtv.info is my website. You can find the links to everywhere else that I'm at over there. This January 23rd, I will be in New Jersey. There's only 100 tickets. I've sold 53 already. I will be hosting a roundtable discussion on how our people can buy our own city. I'm not just a guy who sits behind, you know, a computer on the internet. I really be in these streets. So rock with me if you rock with me. I want to leave you the exact same way I came to you. Thank you so much, Stevie.
All day.
Peace.
All day, man. Peace, man. And y'all already know what it is, man. Great show. Until next time. And then, man, that was wonderful, bro. That was lit. We got to do that again. Peace.